When you hear about problems with the band or a group being sued, typically it's the management that has to come in and deal with those issues, address the problems, clean that situation up for a group. That's what they're employed for. So it's especially concerning when the band's being sued because of an issue with their management. Allegations have been made against Guns N' Roses' manager, where a photographer who worked for the band for a time accused him of making unwanted advances towards her. She also claims that the band has used a number of photographs she took without crediting her and without compensating her. This is the new report from Rolling Stone. Let's break down this situation. So here it is. I've linked to this in the description. It says Guns N' Roses face copyright infringement suit. Manager accused of sexual harassment. Let's go on and continue here. It says Guns N' Roses and its management team are facing a new lawsuit followed by photographer Katarina Benzova, filled with allegations of copyright infringement and workplace sexual harassment. Her suit argues that GNR and its management company called Team Brazil falsely claimed ownership over a number of her photographs, leading to widespread infringement and unauthorized uses in print and digital media, ad campaigns, and other outlets. So it says she claims that GNR's manager, Fernando Labis, made numerous unwelcome sexual advances towards her. He committed consistent, pervasive sexual harassment in a workplace environment that was completely devoid of any sexual harassment policy, handbook, training, and human resources department. Now, if the band is compensating you to take pictures of them, I would be shocked if there wasn't a contract that spelled out that any of the pictures she was taking for Guns N' Roses were owned by Guns N' Roses. That is some variation of that you typically will see. But she apparently was registering this with Copyright Office. Guns N' Roses saw fit to actually sue her in response. And so it seems like maybe they feel that there was some sort of paperwork in place, but she's contending there was not. It says the lawsuit comes several weeks after Guns N' Roses filed their own suit in response. They said she improperly registered her photos for the band with the Copyright Office and has falsely alleged copyright infringement against various persons and entities. The band is seeking a declaration that her registrations are invalid. She has no ownership interest in the copyright to the subject photographs and videos. Guns N' Roses is responding to all of this in a statement to Rolling Stone, which reads as follows. Ms. Benzova was initially contracted to provide tour photography services for Guns N' Roses in 2010. She worked with the band for 12 years and was paid and treated extraordinarily well. It was only after her services were discontinued in 2022 that she attempted to claim ownership in photos. But it says her contract clearly states are owned by the band. The band takes these types of claims very seriously, however. All evidence establishes these accusations are categorically and unequivocally false. The response from her comes after the band initiated suit against her for falsely asserting ownership in the photos of the band. Benzova is saying that she worked for Guns N' Roses as a freelancer for 12 years. She shot 364 shows, 30 legs of their tours between 2010 and 2022. She largely worked without a formal contract and only had a formal contract for about 18 weeks. She says during the uncontracted period, she was the sole owner of her photographs and has secured 180 copyright registrations for her work. She acknowledged that during the contract period, she did not need to authorize and approve any commercialization. She need not authorize and approve any commercialization of her photos because they were a work for hire under the terms of the contract. So on her side of things, this is where it gets interesting. She's saying that she had a temporary contract and then continued working with the group under no contract that stipulated, whether or not she owned the copyrights at all. So that makes things interesting there, that there was a contract, but it was for a set period of time. It'll be up to the courts to decide whether or not that is accurate. Guns N' Roses, though, here is clearly denying all of the allegations, including the allegations against their manager. And then you have Guns N' Roses here firing back. It says that they claim she signed crew member employment memorandums in 2016 and 2021 that stipulated the copyrights to her work would be owned by another GNR touring affiliate, Gundam Productions. She says Guns N' Roses manager repeatedly and consistently sexually harassed her. The first alleged instance of a physical, unwelcome sexual advance came in 2016 with Labisse allegedly forcing himself onto her, trying to force her to kiss him. She accused Labisse of saying he loved her on more than 500 instances. Benzova also accused Labisse of once trying to force his way into her hotel room after she rejected his request to drink wine with him at 6 a.m. Another alleged incident from May 2018, she said that he tried to force himself on her and continued to press her to succumb to his advances for 10 minutes. This is a situation that'll have to work its way through the courts. Both parties involved here maintain they did nothing wrong, and they're suing in both directions in this situation. We'll let you know if we hear more. That's your latest update from Rockfeed. Subscribe right here so you don't miss the latest news and updates.